Don't have to wait until midnight anymore. Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern is when things will begin. And you wonder how much will happen quickly. Well, our Adrian Wojnarowski dropping not bombs, but breadcrumbs about Kevin Durant Friday night. Reporting the Warriors superstar planning on engaging in discussions with 4 teams. Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks. So you got New York represented. Then you got the LA Clippers. And you got Golden State, so you got California represented. And Woj is with us live, which we appreciate because you've been busy as hell all day, and you will continue to be. I'm trying to figure out the best way to approach this. And I'm going to ask you, that approach with Durant, there are a lot of theories in play about, he'll go with Kyrie to Brooklyn. But what's your sense of how his approach could really be the domino that slows down all of free agency?
Well, he's in no rush, and he's going to start to talk to teams on Sunday. He could talk to the Warriors sooner. You can talk to your own team before Sunday at 6 p.m.
Otherwise, rules would prevent you from doing that.
It's absolutely against the rules for there to be any contact.
Any at all.
Prior.
Okay.
So it doesn't go on.
Sorry to slow you down.
Right. So, but Durant, now, there may be some in-person meetings. There may be some, whether it's Skype or on the phone, but some communications. The teams don't really know yet quite how it's going to go. What it won't be is like it was in 2016 for Durant, out in the Hamptons, formal presentations. That seems like a less likely way this is going to go. And this could go into next week, well into next week, and that would slow up free agency because not a lot's going to happen until KD makes his decision.
And that's fascinating because I think, I resist that idea just because I've sat out here with you a couple of times and it's just madness and chaos. But he is a big enough domino to slow everything down. As we think about possibilities, I mean, KD and Kyrie, Brooklyn, we've heard that a lot. But I mean, what other types of possibilities might there be for him with someone else or to even stay in Golden State?
Well, you said it, Kyrie and Brooklyn. But the other one that we haven't probably been talking a lot about, but is a real possibility with Kawhi Leonard, with the Clippers. And imagine that star power in Los Angeles, all in the Staples Center.
How real is that possibility, do you think?
Well, Clippers can get that second max slot. Danilo Gallinari, who had, one of his best seasons. That's a player. He's got a big contract. They would probably have to move him out. I think there's a lot of interest around the league in him in the final year of his deal. And they would have the 2 max slots. And, Kawhi, KD, that's one scenario out there. But I know this, KD is making a decision really independent of all the others. Like, he's got to figure out what works for him, what fits. And the injury kind of caused him to have to recalibrate what free agency means to him because he's going to be rehabbing somewhere next year. There's a lot in play for him. I think Rich Kleiman, his business manager, they're taking their time to think this through. And I don't think they're going to be in a rush. If they're holding up free agency, they're holding up free agency.
And people will wait because that's a guy worth waiting for. And the narratives are just so many fascinating things in play. And we'll have more time to talk about this on Sunday night. And it sounds like we'll have time in the next week. Well, we'll keep an eye out for your Twitter feed and wait for you to just hit send on the next thing. Thanks for not tweeting on the desk. That's
I know you're not big on that.
That's respect. Coming up, find out why the Lakers pitch to free agent Kawhi Leonard might be a little bit more confident. The NBA. 3 little things that maybe are going to be big things. Stephen A. Smith reports Friday. Sources tell him Kawhi Leonard personally requested Jeannie Buss and Magic Johnson be the only Laker representatives at their meeting. Issue is that Magic, who quit as Lakers president of basketball ops during the season, is not allowed to be at official team meetings with free agents. I guess that means you just have a casual dinner, right? Whatever the case might be. Magic told ESPN a friend called him and told him Kawhi wanted to meet. Quote, "I said, no problem, I'm available if that's what this man wants." The Lakers are nuts. The whole thing's just nuts. Where is it? Wait for it.
The Lakers stink!
And maybe not anymore. Darren Collison tells our Mark Spears he's retiring. 31 years old. Woj tweeted he was in line to make a $10, $12 million deal next year. He's one of 26 players in NBA history to average at least 10 points per game and 3.5 assists in each of their first 10 seasons. So it's not a list of 10, but it's still, you're talking about 26 people ever have done that. He still could do it, but he's got some things in the community he wants to do, so go get him. Bobby Marks told us the other night he thought the first big domino to fall in free agency would be Klay Thompson, and he wouldn't go anywhere, stay in Golden State for the max. Adrian Wojnarowski tweets today the Warriors are indeed expecting him to offer him that max of $5 and $190. Deal could be agreed to as early as Sunday night when the free agent window opens up. Now, if you're wondering about the importance of Klay Thompson to the Warriors, well, here you go. He's made at least 200 threes in each of his last 7 seasons, tied for the most in a career with his fellow Splash brother Stephen Curry. Thompson's shot 40% from 3 in all 8 of his NBA seasons, and look no further than that game where he went out in the third and they were unable to force a deciding Game 7. That's a guy that I think is underappreciated, but you saw his value throughout these playoffs. Still to come, see what young phenom joins some elite company on Friday night. And Julie Foudy will join